C'est parti.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is Fabrice Messal. I'm training officer at Mercator Ocean International. I'm very pleased to welcome you to this Copernicus Marine Service online training workshop dedicated to the Northwest Shelf Seas. This workshop was initially planned to be a face-to-face workshop, but because of the COVID crisis, we had to adapt and propose you this full online version. This webinar is co-organized with the UK Met Office, with Marina Tonani and Robert McEwan present here, worked a lot to prepare this session with the speakers and trainers. And Robert will be the presenter of this session. Hi, Rob. How are you?
Hi, Fabrice. Yes, I'm very well. It's good to see so many people interested in the products from the Northwest Shelf today.
Okay, Rob, I know you've also prepared some practical exercises for our participants. What is your position at the Met Office and the role of Marina in this organization?
So at the Met Office, I'm a scientist working with the marine ecosystem models that we use to produce the biogeochemical products for the Copernicus Marine Service. And Marina is the manager of the Shelf Seas forecasting team at the Met Office. She also leads the Copernicus Marine Service Forecast and Reanalysis Production Center for the European Northwest Shelf region.
Okay, thank you, Rob. I guess Marina is also with us today. She will probably answer questions on the chat. So thank you, Rob. Marina and Rob did a huge coordination work with the speakers and trainers. And Vincent is also here with us to complete the hosting team. Vincent worked from the beginning to prepare this event, and today he will manage all the technical issues during the webinar. Hi, Vincent, how are you?
Hello, I'm very well, thank you. Hello, everyone.
So if you are ready, let's start. So I will start with this short reminder about the goals of this workshop. The objectives of this workshop is to show you how using the service can be an asset in your daily job, and try to share the maximum of expertise with you to feel more comfortable with the catalog and the data. You were about 280 people registered. You are now more than 150 participants online. It's a success for us, and the majority of you are beginners, and it's perfect because we designed this workshop and the content for you. So today, this is the first one in two parts, with a general presentation and presentation of the products dedicated for the region. The second one is a practical homework session composed by Jupyter notebooks, exercises, and tutorial videos to explain you how to run this notebook. You should receive by the end of this day or tomorrow morning an email with your credential and the links to attend the Jupyter Hub platform. And finally, the third one will be split in two debriefing sessions to share with experts and you some questions you may have about the hands-on exercise. Okay. And also during this 2 weeks of homework session, practical homework, you will have access to a chat platform to keep the link with the experts and to ask questions you may have. Okay. So this is the agenda of today, with a general presentation in the first part and user testimony. We will have a coffee break between the two parts with a survey, and we will have a second part with the presentation of the products available on your region of interest. Okay. Vincent, can you explain how to ask questions during the different presentations?
Yeah, sure. So as Fabrice told you, at the end of each presentation, you will be able to access to a question and answer mode. Okay, so to ask your question, whenever you express the need to ask your question, you just type your question to the chat platform, where the most of you could have written already. Just type your question, added with the gray question mark, and our moderator, Robert, will display the most relevant question during the Q&A session at each end of presentations. So do not hesitate to ask your question. Huh? Thank you. As well, there will be experts in the chat answering your question as well. So do not hesitate to ask as many questions as you need to ask. Thank you.
So yes, this is the place of the chat.
Yeah, exactly. You can pass this slide. And so at the coffee break, we will have a small feedback survey, which will be displayed on the main screen. Please answer it. It will help us to improve the format of our online training. And it's always great to have feedback from Copernicus Marine users. So at the end of the first session, virtual coffee break, and the second one at the very end of this training, this webinar session. So please answer this survey. Thank you.
Thank you, Vincent. So focus on the end-zone session. This is the core of this workshop. So the Jupyter environment is a web-based application which allows us to propose you codes in Python to play with the data. You will have access to more than 11 Jupyter notebooks. The access is reserved for the participants of this webinar. Each notebooks you can have access to. For each notebooks, you can have access to tutorial videos on our YouTube channel to understand how to run this notebook and with the explanation of the different developers and experts. You have 2 weeks to practice. You have a chat platform available to ask questions to the experts. You have a lot of information on the participant manual you will receive soon after the webinar. And you have also other kind of videos available on the YouTube channel. I think about training session on GIS tool, service desk video to understand the Jupyter environment, etc. So all the login and password and all the links will be sent by email in the evening after the webinar or tomorrow morning, because we need to create all this login and password after the session. So don't worry if you don't receive anything this evening, probably tomorrow morning. And don't forget to be registered on the marinecopernicus.eu to optimize your experience with the Jupyter notebooks. Okay, this is 2 different things. You have to be registered on the marinecopernicus.eu, and you will receive login and password to access the Jupyter Hub platform. Okay. And finally, this workshop could not have been possible without a great team of experts and developers and scientists who work a lot to prepare this event. So thank you very much to the Guardian of the Galaxy, of the Seas. Sorry, no, this is the real picture are here. So thank you, Paz, Niebes, Sylvia, Louise, Joanna, and Eric for your involvement, and obviously Rob and Marina for this organization. I wish you a good workshop. And if you have questions, don't hesitate to contact us. You have two email address, one for all the questions related to the training, so training.siemens@mercatorocean.eu, and to contact the service desk, servicedesk.siemens@mercatorocean.eu. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Fabrice. So for this first part, explaining some general information about the Copernicus Marine Service, Fabrice is going to stay and give us this next presentation. Thank you, Fabrice.
Yes, again, it's me. So let's start with a fresh reminder about Copernicus, for the sake of people who don't know what is Copernicus and the Copernicus Marine Service. So the EU Copernicus program aims to develop an operational and autonomous Earth observation capacities for Europe through in situ and satellite infrastructure development and data dissemination by thematic services. So the Copernicus Marine Service is one of the 6 thematic services dealing with the validation and the dissemination of marine data. Behind this Copernicus Marine Service infrastructure, there is a network of producers and also translating testing. The Copernicus is implemented by an interested entity by the EU Commission. This is Mercator Ocean International. Oh, sorry. So we are dealing with marine data on the blue ocean, green ocean, white ocean. So the blue ocean is more physical parameters like salinity, temperature, currents. You can have access to green ocean parameters like chlorophyll, nutrients, white ocean, sea ice information. And whether you are a researcher, aquaculture farmer, engineer specialized in marine renewable energy, policy officer working on the maritime spatial planning, you know that ocean observing and forecasting is an imperative for all marine and maritime professionals. So some key things to have in mind about the Copernicus Marine Service. This is a single access point to access the data. This is a website, marine.copernicus.eu. This is open and free access. With a simple registration, you can access the full catalog. The quality, all the data are scientifically validated and qualified. Harmonized, whatever the source of data, they have the same format, NetCDF. This is a user-driven service. The evolution of the service takes into account the user requirements. And in order to support all audiences, we have 3 different levels of expertise with the core data, which is the ocean products, the ocean monitoring indicators, and the ocean state report. So let's start with the data, the core offer of the service. The data can provide from different sources. They cover different regions and temporal scales with different frequencies of update. And we hope that with all these different sources, the data catalog of the Copernicus Marine Service respond to all kinds of users' need. Okay. So about the satellite data, okay. We provide in the Copernicus Marine Service satellite data with the level 2 and level level 3 and level 4 processing data. The in situ observation data come from different international networks like Eurogoose, OceanOps, GCOMOps, EMODNet, or SeaDataNet. And the model data come from different 3D numerical representation of the ocean to provide an information from the surface to the bottom of the ocean from several years in the past until 10 days forecast. Okay, the second level of expertise are the ocean monitoring indicators. There are key variables to monitor the health of the ocean. This information is crucial for assessing and confronting oceanic and atmospheric changes associated with global warming. And they can be used by scientists, decision makers, environmental agencies, or general public. You can access directly to the maps or infographics and also to the data sets. Okay, third level of expertise, the ocean state reports. It provides comprehensive and state-of-the-art assessment of the state of the global ocean and the regional sea for the ocean scientific community, as well as for the policy and decision makers. Recently, the summary of the issue 4 has been published on the Copernicus Marine Service website. And we have also the Blue Book, Copernicus for the Sustainable Ocean, available also on the website. This edition promotes and tells the story of the Copernicus Marine Service. It's designed for all the policymakers and the general public to understand how the Copernicus Marine Service benefits society as a whole. I think next slide. Yes, and to support you, you can have access to a lot of information on the website. You have access also to a unique service desk, FAQ and a collaborative forum, online tutorials, and more than 100 use cases available on the website to understand how to use the data. And I have, I guess, some example of some use cases here, like a different web mapping tool developed for to monitor jellyfish swarms, or monitor coastal water quality, oil spill risk, drift, and different metocean application. So all these use cases are available on the website to understand how to use the data. And that's it for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Fabrice. I think our next presenter is going to be Cedric from the Copernicus Marine Service, who's going to tell us about the service desk.
Yes, good afternoon. So, I share my screen. No, sorry, just 1 minute. Okay, I think it's okay. Yes. So good afternoon, I'm Cedric from the Copernicus Marine User Support. I'm going to give you an overview of the service pages of the website. So first of all, we have to remind some keywords of the Copernicus Marine Service. You will find ocean information and data in 3 categories. This service is free of charge for all applications. The service is sustained over time, and it is user-driven. So to begin with the home page, you will find in the center the 3 categories of information and an ocean visualization tool. You will have more details in a video later in the afternoon. So first, the ocean monitoring indicators. So here you will find key variables to monitor the ocean state. So I click to access the dedicated page. You have here a short an introduction with the video to give information on the OMI, and I can access the catalog. So the products are sorted by category, ocean health, sea level, etc., and by area. So I click on the North West Shelf, for example, on the sea level. There are 2 OMIs. I click to more information, and you can free download this product. It can take time. So here you can download this product. So I'll come back to the home page. The second category of ocean information is the Ocean State Report. So it is an annual analysis on the state of the ocean. It is made in collaboration with 30 institutions and more than 100 scientists. And the last category is ocean products. So I will focus on this one. So I click on it to have to access the catalog. So in the catalog, you will find a different type of products, models, observation, and in situ observation, or satellite or in situ observation in real time or in past time. Here you can specify your search on the left part of the screen. I can specify, for example, the area, North West Shelf. I can specify the parameter, for example, temperature. And on the right part, I'm going to have the list of the product matching my criteria. All the products are sorted in SumUp tables. You will find all the useful information about the product in this SumUp table. So for the first one, for example, the analysis forecast physical product is a model product here. This product assimilates SST, sea level, in situ profiles, but doesn't assimilate CS concentration, of course. Here you have the list of the parameters and an information icon. If I click on it, I access to the glossary. Just a moment. Here, and you can search your category, the names and the acronyms. The horizontal resolution, the time period, the temporal resolution here, and the area of the product. So you can also export your results in as PDF format, clicking on Export Result button here. For example, I choose the first product. So I will reach the product information page. In this page, it's the same for all the product information pages. You will have 4 different tabs: information, documentation, services, and newsflash. In the first tab, so information, you can share this information in different formats. And here you will find the information available in the cartouche, in the SumUp table of the product. That is the description, an overview, the type, the product type, if it's a model or observation, the different variables, the resolution, and for example, the temporal resolution. All the information are available here. The second tab, the documentation one, for all products, you will find 2 different documents: a product user manual, it's more a technical document, and a quality information document, which is a more scientific document. The third tab, services, here you will have the list of all the available protocols regarding this product. So web map servers, subsetter. Subsetter, it's an open app-like. You can subset your request depending on your area, your level, the depth, the type of the variable, etc. And you can access this product using FTP as well.
Sorry, Cedric.
Yes.
Can you just try to zoom your browser?
Yes. My screen.
Yes.
This one.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Thank you, Robert. And the last tab is a newsflash tab. So here you will find all the operational events regarding this specific product. For example, there is an article on the next release planned in mid-December. If I click on the title, I have more information. I can see that this product is well impacted by this release, and that's why this article appears in this list. Then on the right, you can view this product. So I click on the icon. Sometimes it can take some time. So I open this one. So you reach this window. There are different visualization tools. There is the first one on the main page. There is this one, and there is an advanced one. If I click on it, I will reach this page, and you will have more functionalities. For example, you can make an animation, you can export for Google Earth. There's a user guide to explore all functionalities. Sorry, I'm lost. Yes. No. Yes, it's this one. Then, of course, you can download this product. So to download this product, you have to be registered. So, but as a reminder, the subscription and is free for all applications. So I click on the download table, on the download product, sorry. So I have to authenticate. I have to choose a dataset because all the products are composed by several datasets. For example, I choose the daily mean temperature. I will access a dedicated page to the download, in which it will be possible to specify my request. So sometimes it takes some time. Sorry. Yes, sorry for that. So to download the product, you can use the graphical interface, or you can also use the Python script. You have to respect the requirements. I will show you when it will be possible. Maybe I have another. No. Sorry, I search another window. Okay, I change product, sorry. It will be okay. So
perhaps you can.
I will come back to the download page. Okay.
Okay.
So to be informed of the operational events or incidents, maintenance, etc., there are different dedicated page. The first one is the newsflash page. Here you will find, I'm going to, okay. So you will find the list of all operational events. There is a RSS Flux here to subscribe. You can sort on the area parameter of type of product. And clicking on the title, you will find more information on the ongoing incident or the scheduled maintenance, etc. For example, there is a catalog maintenance in this morning. Another page to be informed is the product improvement page. Here you will find all the improvement log and the past and future improvements about the product and services. Here, so you can see that there is a service release is planned on the 15th of December. You will have a sum up of the changes and 2 specific documents, a notice, it's a sum up of the release, and the list of product impacted. Here, you can access more information on your product of interest to know if they are impacted or not by this release. So, for example, you can see that or not. Sorry for that. I don't understand well why, but you can see that several products will be impacted by the release.
If you want to try
you will be as well informed in case of incident, maintenance, or improvement. You will be informed by email if the product you used to download is impacted. We try to target our communication to make them useful. So you download the specific product, you will be informed by email if it is impacted by the maintenance or an incident. Then to learn on the website, there are several location pages. The first one is I'm really sorry for that, but
Cedric.
Okay. So to learn about how to receive and to have product information, there is here a first useful page. It's being started. So I'll open it. You will find a summary offer and then how to search. So different items to learn about the services. So search, visualize, register, download products, how to learn. So you have tutorials, use case. There is also a FAQ page, technical FAQ. So in this page, you will find several articles about products, services, etc. For example, you will find information about the SumUp or cartouche product. If I click on the title, I have a description of the cartouche of a product with all the explanations. Another information interesting page is the use case page. here. In this page, you will find several examples on about the use of Copernicus marine data. So by geographic area, market, user type, country, and mobile application or not. So for example, I use market, custom monitoring. I have several use cases, and I click on and I will find more information on this use case, how this company used our data to regarding the application. So to register, there is in the menu, there is here a register now. So the registration form is quite long, and we actions are in progress to simplify it. The registration is automatic, so please check your spam to check if there is an email to validate your account. And so you will be automatically your credential when the registration will be finished. Then, and now how to contact the user support. There are several means. So there is an email address given by Fabrice at the end of this presentation. There is as well at the bottom of the of the web page. There is here any question. You will reach a short form to specify your question, and there is a widget. Here you click on the icon, and you will it will be possible to discuss with the members of the user support. And so don't hesitate to use this one. You will find useful information. For example, there was information about the Northwell Shelf training. So don't hesitate to contact us using this mean or another one. There is as well a forum here. So another mean to contact the user support, or in this case, other users. So don't hesitate to contact us. The service desk team is available during open hours and days. So we will be happy to answer your question. Thank you for your patience, and sorry for this the issues with the connection.
Thanks, Cedric. It seems there's been quite a few questions asked in chat and answered already there, but we'll go through some of them now. And if anyone else has any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. So just for the people that haven't seen the answers in the chat, Cedric, is there any size limit for downloading the data via the subsetter?
The size limit for downloading the data is well 1 gigabyte or 2 gigabyte, depending on the product. So when you want to download a large amount of data, you have to create a loop to a Python script to download your period of interest. So feel free to contact us at the user support to be ready to use this mean to download a large amount of data.
Okay, thanks. Another question: is there a way to download the data directly in Python?
Yes. Sorry, it was. I wanted to show you in the download page, but I had issues, so I'm going to try. Just a moment. If it's okay, I will share my screen again. Yes, you can. The answer is yes. You can download directly the data in Python. So I will show you here. I hope it will be okay. Do I share my screen again? Sorry, Robert.
Okay.
So here. So I choose my dataset again. But you will, I hope it will be okay, but you will find information about the Python script in the FAQ page. I move to the FAQ page to show you. Waiting this page. So if I, for example, so you will find information to download about the Python requirements in the FAQ page, how to write and run the script to download Siemens product, what are the technical it's another one. So you can use Python to download data. It's okay. Yes, it's okay. So for example, in the download page, there is a button here, downloads option. I click on it. So after specifying your request, you will reach this specific page to yes, here there is a button here, view script. If you click on view script, you will find useful information to download the data using Python. So the Python version, the Motu client, the template, the command, depending on your request, you will have only to copy paste the command, and useful information about the usage limits and quotas, etc. So the answer is yes, you can download the data using Python. It's a no.
Okay, I'm here. I think there is another question about this. Is it possible to get raw data as files?
You cannot download directly this kind of formats, but you can convert the netcdf file into CSV or XLS format. So there is always as well FAQ, but the same. Don't hesitate to contact us. We will give you information. You can help us to reach this issue.
Okay. So don't worry if we can answer all the questions published on the Q&A mode and the chat. All the questions will be collected, and the experts will answer the question, and you will receive at the end of the workshop a document with all the question and answer. I saw another question about the different death categories, but I think this is a question for the producers for the second part of the meeting. Thank you, Cedric.
You're welcome.
So I think Rob have some problem to connect.
I'm back now. Thanks, Fabrice and Cedric, for your presentation. Our next speaker is going to be Joanna Staneva, giving us downstream user testimony of how she's been using CMEMS products. Joanna is a senior researcher and head of the Department of Hydrodynamics and Data Assimilation in the Institute for Coastal Research in Germany. And I'll just pass over to her. Joanna.
Okay. Thank you, Rob. Can you hear me now? I hope so. So Good afternoon, everybody. I will present one of the user cases here in this training workshop. And this training workshop, I will present our applications for the German Byte and focus on the three estuaries, Weser, Ems, and Elbe. Novel approaches are currently needed to understand the general context of climate change and the coastal hazards. They are also triggered by the interest in reducing prediction errors, especially at coastal scales, where the processes are furthermore complex. Correct simulations and coastal scales are also important for predicting extreme weather events in marine realm and providing reliable information to the stakeholders and the end users, and they are also of a wider social impact. The work here is a part of the recent developments within the GCOS framework. GCOS states for gas-coupled coastal model system and is built upon a flexible and comprehensive coupled model system, integrated the most important key components of the regional and coastal systems. It encompasses three major model pathways: atmosphere-ocean waves interactions, the dynamic and fluxes of the land-sea transition, and the coupling of the marine hydrosphere and the biosphere. In my presentation today, I will focus on the downstream user case, focusing on the coupling of the coastal latency model with the biogeochemical model. And the model that we used here is a schism, which is a unstructured grid model, and it is implemented for the German Byte and its estuary. This unstructured grid model allows accurate representation of the coastline, but also it is of high numerical efficiencies. In addition, several modules are integrated to allow the extension beyond pure hydrodynamics. For example, biogeochemistry, sediment transport model, particle tracers, and many others. The downscaling interfaces are prepared using the Northwest Shelf product data. All data are directly obtained from Siemens product catalog, and we use both analysis and forecast data as well as the multi-year products, and all obtaining and pre-processing of the data is done automatically. Downscaling from regional to coastal scales is considered as propagated information from models covering larger area to the coastal ocean using statistical techniques together with the one-way nesting approach that we implemented. And the coastal model used for our area, the German Byte 1, has a resolution for 1 kilometer at the open boundaries at 20 meters in the straits. In addition to the open boundaries data taken from Siemens catalog, we utilize the atmospheric forcing data provided by the German Weather Service, DOSA, COSMO EU, and ICON EU configuration, and also different sources of the river runoff data. And the adaptation and implementation of the numerical tools that are developed here demonstrated the added value of the Siemens products for linking regional structure model with high resolution unstructured meshes. Latency is a microtidal environment with varying geometry and difficult to couple interactions between the variety of meteo-oceanographic and morphodynamic factors acting on a limited area. Latency is part of UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it is an extremely important and dynamic wide wave habitat with high demand on reliable information from the various stakeholders. And using this downscale user case, we actually have different research topics that we aim to answer. their main flow. For example, we address the density controls in the coastal zone and in the large estuaries of the German Bight, also including the Weser Ems and Elbe estuary. The tools that we use from CMEMS to the coastal application is used to study the first and secondary circulation in the estuaries and tidal inlets, also for the straits, as well as hydrodynamic responses to morphological evolution of the German Wadden Sea. A further high-resolution coupled hydrodynamical biogeochemical model of Elbe estuary is implemented in order to investigate ecosystem dynamics on up to climate scales. The vertical section on the top showed the Richardson number for the 3 estuaries as an example, and the Richardson number illustrates the different importance of the buoyancies in the German Bight estuaries, and different validations have been performed for the downscale product and also compared with the Siemens product. Here, just an example is the sea surface elevation for the 3 estuaries and the coastal area. And in general, it shows a very good agreement for the 3 estuaries with a little bit lower skew for the Weser estuary in comparison with the rest. But in general, both the phases and the amplitudes well represented in the model area. And here I will provide an example of the coastal morphology of the German Bight. For highly dynamic morphologies, like the case in the Wadden Sea, tidal flats and the geometry of the tidal inlets tend to interact and adjust. Such bathymetric changes affect hydrodynamic conditions, and thus the tidal system develops feedback loop, and they are also of utmost importance. The availability of morphological long-term data of the German Bight motivated us to use the schism for this site to conduct different runs based on this data to evaluate the hydrodynamic response and NIP tidal timescales. The bathymetric is taken from the floor model project, AUFMOD, and it covers the period from 1982 to 2012. And the data at the open boundaries are again taken from the Siemens catalog using the multi-year product. Along the Elbe, the observed deepening of the bathymetry between the kilometer 690 and 750 is about 5 meters. In the model, this leads to a maximum increase of about 20 centimeters from 1982 to 1997 of the M2 tidal elevation amplitude. It is important to note here that the observed increase of the channel was relatively persistent from the upriver to areas beyond the scope of the change bathymetry. And in the next example, I will demonstrate the coupling of the coastal and estuary model with biogeochemical model. Wetting and drying algorithms are also considered, as well as fully three-dimensional baroclinicity even in the estuaries. The ecosystem model is a COSMO. A COSMO biogeochemical model was originally developed as a generic, robust, lower trophic model of intermediate complexity with focus for the North Sea and the Baltic Sea system. The model itself accounts for primary production using 3 functional phytoplankton groups, predation by 2 functional groups, as well as nutrient cycling in the water column. In addition, physical and biogeochemical exchange processes between the water and the sediment are also considered. This integrated model tool using the Siemens product can be further used as a powerful tool for studying the cross-scale processes at the land-ocean continuum. For example, also the transport of pollutions from their sources, rivers, coast, and further in the open sea areas. It is well known that the physical fields determine transport of trace and residence time in a certain area. For example, some physical fields as temperature and salinity directly affect the biogeochemical turnover, and modeling can help to identify the most crucial patterns and also the critical areas for the transport and the turnover at the estuary and the coastal scale. Time average along channel profiles of the simulated salinity and temperature are given for the summer period, and they demonstrated the typical salinity intrusion reaches upstream beyond its long-term mean position along the kilometer 619. The summer average along channel profile of simulated salinity is given near the vertical Izuka line in the wall saline region, and seaward Izuka line are tilted in the upper half of the water column, indicated partially mixed conditions. The average temperature shows downstream gradient between the tidal world and the amount of the estuary. The salinity and temperature fields control the stratification of the water column, as illustrated by the profile of the Richardson number. Apart from the bottom layer, at the surface, large parts of the estuaries manifest stratified conditions here. And the validations also at the river sites show again a very nice fit with observations. At the both locations, Brunsbüttel and St. Pauli by Hamburg, the simulated amplitudes and phases of sea level also fit well with observations. And in addition, the seasonal cycle of temperature and the density is also very well presented in respects with observations. And the patterns here in the middle shows comparisons of the oxygens for 2 years, and one can see clearly the maximum oxygen in the early spring and minimum in summer, which also fits nicely with the observations. River discharge is the main driver of nutrient loading and organic input to the estuary. Although the nitrogen load have decreased by about 50% since 80s, and phosphorus also at about 75, the Elbe estuaries continue to suffer from legacy nutrients and associated eutrophication. High loads of organic matter associated with large riverine phytoplankton blooms drive the development of the oxygen minimum zone during the summer. And this is clearly seen also from the model simulations, in which they demonstrate the oxygen minimum developing clearly in the zone between 650 and the Hamburg port area. If we look at the pattern below, at the Hamburg port basin, the primary producer concentration generally decreased towards the inside of the basin. The port basins host elevated concentration of dead organic materials and biogeogenic sediment. These areas function as hotspots for heterotrophic decays, displaying local bottom oxygen depletion. And I will end up with conclusions, and will also provide you more references of applications given with this user case product. We implemented a coupled system for the German Bight using unstructured grid to address the efficient downscaling of coastal processes and the incorporation of freshwater land discharges. The model state variables that are used for this downscale and derive a product, for example, the risk maps and others, they actually can be further used for water quality parameters like oxygen concentration and also hypoxia. We prepared a set of criteria to extend the Siemens products toward the active cost range, addressing the requirement of the boundary conditions, driving terms, and derive parameter views. This outcome can be of particular importance to support COSTO and X2R extension. This quest of improved prediction is a repeat requirement by COSTO stakeholder in dire need for more reliable predictions for currents, waves, surges, and also water quality. Thank you.
Joanna. That's a great talk on how you've been using Copernicus Marine Service models to force your model applications. Just looking at the questions, does anyone have any questions for Joanna relating to the work she's presented, or perhaps any general questions about the product she's been using?
For the moment, apparently no question.
Okay.
So I propose to move to the next presentation.
Okay. Yes.
Thank you, Joanna.
Thanks again, Joanna. Yep. Next, we have a presentation that's been pre-recorded by Louise Campbell, who couldn't be here today, but it's going to be another user testimony of how she's been using the Northwest Shelf model data.
Hi, my name is Louise Campbell and I work for Marine Scotland Science. And during this presentation, I will talk about the Scottish Shelf Waters Reanalysis Service, which is a downstream service of CMEMS, which provides a 25-year hindcast of the Scottish Shelf model. This project is a collaboration between us at Marine Scotland Science and the National Oceanography Centre in Liverpool. One of the reasons why we at Marine Scotland Science use hydrodynamic models is due to our commitment to identify potential economic development areas in the coastal and offshore marine environment, while avoiding conflict among users and ensuring sustainability. So as an example, a hydrodynamic model can be an extremely useful tool when generating an environmental impact assessment before installing a new fish farm or new wind turbine site. So hydrodynamic models provide us with evidence-based input, which can be really important. The Scottish Shelf Waters Reanalysis Service is based on the Scottish Shelf model, which is a regional hydrodynamic model covering the Northwest European Shelf and is an implementation of the Finite Volume Community Ocean Model, or FVCOM. One of the benefits with FVCOM is that it utilises an unstructured grid. The benefit with this is that the resolution can be adjusted according to your requirements. So in some areas, for example, close to the coast, you can adopt a very fine resolution, while further out at sea, you can adopt a